Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for my August favorites. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. So let's go ahead and get started with our first item. It is by Tom Ford. It is the Cheek Color in Inhibition. So many of you love this shade, and I can see why, because it's so perfectly balanced. It has pink and just a little bit of peach in there. So I feel like I can wear this with almost anything. In fact, I just did the Chanel video. So if you saw that one, that will have gone up yesterday, you'll know that I put on a Chanel blush, this one right here, number 68, but I did go over it with a Tom Ford blush because I did still need a little bit of color correcting in the front. It just wasn't evening out. I don't know if it was visible. I'm just moving my phone over there. I don't know if it was visible on camera as much as it was to me in real life. So I did want to go in just in the front a little bit. So that's what I love this for too, is I can bring it all the way up to the front and then kind of buff it in with powder to have it kind of seamlessly fade into a blush. There's a little insect. Okay. So I love it for that. And it doesn't have any shimmer. Shimmer is difficult for me with the blush because it will emphasize texture and especially pores. So this one right here is just like, it's like the perfect blush. So I have it on right now, again, on top of the Chanel blush. And let me know if there are any other Tom Ford blushes I should pick up. I feel like I landed on the best one on the first try, but let me know if there are other ones I should give a try, because I think on Sephora I saw there were 2 other shades, but then I went to Nordstrom and they had other shades, but they didn't have this one. So I'm not sure how many they actually have. Let me know. I'd be happy to pick up more just to compare them for you, but I really love this one. So I know, again, many of you love this and I can see why. So it has quickly become a favorite of mine. Let's go ahead to this, which is also new, but quickly has become a favorite. It is the Sisley Eye Concealer. And I know a couple of you let me know you picked this up because of the demo I had on my video a few videos ago where I featured this. It wasn't a wear test, but then when I did the Huda mascara test, I had that concealer on. So that's the one I was referring to. If you want to see that one, I do a 12-hour wear test with the mascara, but I'm looking almost more at the concealer because I'm so impressed with it. So I love this. I have mine in the shade 4, although I would definitely invest in 3 and maybe mix them because this is just on the cusp of being a little bit too rich for me, so especially under the eye. Now today I do have this on with some of the La Prairie, so I have La Prairie like right up in this area, and then this is kind of the base. So I went in with this first. I went under the eye completely, and then I took a bit of the La Prairie and I just went from here to here, right in this darkest area. I mean, that is like excess when it comes to concealer, so you don't need to do that. I'm just testing it out right now. I still need to do the La Prairie demo itself and maybe a side-by-side. That might be interesting for you to see. Now the La Prairie is much more costly than this one, and so I just want you to see if you do get more for your money with that. This does, and one of you pointed out, come with, let's see, 15 mils, which is quite a bit compared to the price that it is. So you do get a lot. I feel like this will last for a very, very long time, but it's the most impressive under eye concealer I have tried. So let me know how it works for you depending on your eye type, your eye type, not your eyeball type, but you know, the skin under your eyes. I have normal skin, so I don't have texture. It's not dry and it's not oily. So I would love to know if it's consistent depending on what the skin's like under your eyes. So please let me know if you have it, just so we can provide some more information, because it performed really well on me, but I would love to see how this looks on other people, different skin types, that kind of thing. And then I have this brush by Shiseido, and I love it for like a polishing, finishing brush. I don't know if that's, is there a polishing brush? Is that a thing? It probably is a thing, right? Where I use so many powders. Like today, I can't even count how many powders. At least like 4 I have on my face at some point, someplace on my face. So I like to take this to just really brush off anything that may look powdery. Usually my powder Doesn't look powdery, but just in case. So I've been loving it for that. It's really soft, and I did see it go by in an article like the best of something, but it was on like a highly rated list. Can't remember the title of the list, but I would love to know what you use this for. Do you use it for a foundation, powder application? I know it can be used for many things. So let us know how you are using this brush. I would love to know because, like I said, right now I'm just using it as like a finishing brush, but let us know. I love this. So it's so soft and it's very dense in terms of the how tightly they're packed here. It's quite dense. Let's move on to a little bit of Chantecaille. I just want to do an update on this eye product. It is the Nano Gold Energizing Eye Serum. When I initially purchased this, it had like, it didn't have, but I could feel this plastic part here, not the sphere, but the plastic part. And I could feel it when I was applying it, but I just want to let you know after time when is this serum? Yes. The serum kind of coats the part that holds the sphere. It's much more soft going on. I don't feel this anymore. So I think the more you use this, the more the product ends up on the exterior, and then it's a much smoother feeling application. So I did want to let you know that it is not an issue anymore. And then I did pick up this Stress Repair Concentrate. It's fairly new, but has quickly replaced the Bobbi Brown Extra Eye Repair Cream. And I've been using it for years. I've been saying how amazing it is. And I was going to do a side-by-side, but I like this so much that I should do a side-by-side though, that I've been using this on both of my eyes. So I go in with this first, and then I go in this. Oh, by the way, this is like a dark circle, puffiness, that's what it addresses, and then fine lines. And this one addresses as well fine lines and puffiness. So let me just show it to you. It does come with this little, it looks like a spoon, but it's not a spoon because it's not hollow there. But I just take a little bit of it and I apply it like this under the eyes, and it's quite emollient. It's not as thick as the Bobbi Brown, but it is quite, I mean, like it holds its shape, like frosting holds its shape. Actually, it feels more like whipped butter, maybe like warm whipped butter. My husband is a really good person to test anything for puffiness and fine lines because he says to me, do you have anything for my cracks? So he calls his fine lines cracks. So he always wants to know if there's something that will help the cracks in his eyes, and also puffiness. So anytime he's a little bit tired or has eaten salt, it's really evident. It's more evident on him than on me. I don't really suffer from like puffy under eye area. I will get puffiness, but not like him. So I think he's a really good person to test these things on. And I saw someone on the Chantecaille, one of their classes, demonstrate it where she put this product on one eye versus the other, and you could really see the difference. So I wanted to try it on him. So I applied this and then I applied this, and I really saw quite a marked difference between one side and the other. It was less puffy, the cracks were less visible, so it was smoother. He didn't see it as much as I did, but I was really studying it. So I'd like to repeat that and see if we get the same results with him, but it was just like I just wanted to try it once, but I want to repeat the experiment to really see if it's consistent. But so far, really good results. I'm really loving that combination, and I know that's not like a new thing. A lot of people use both of those in tandem. So I do use them in tandem myself now. Moving on to just a little update on the Brightening Essence by Chantecaille. Okay, I think we have like one other or two other Chantecaille things here. But I have been testing this against the Clé de Peau Brightening Serum. I think that's what theirs is called. So I've been using the Clé de Peau one for years. And it has really good results. And so I wanted to see if this would compare to that one. So I have been applying this to half of my face for about the last month or so, and then the Clé de Peau on this side of my face. And I'm getting very similar results. They are very comparable. If you look at my skin without makeup, you can't tell I've been using two different products. They are both performing very well. So if you were ever wanting to try a brightening essence and you like the ingredients used by Chantecaille, yeah, a lot of people like Chantecaille for their ingredients. This one is very effective. So it's as effective as the Clé de Peau from what I can tell on my skin for the last month. So I would give this a try in case you were looking for one and you were kind of looking between Clé de Peau and Chantecaille, but you like Chantecaille's ingredients better. I'd go with this one. Very nice. Okay, this is Sisley. So this might be surprising because I've done a dedicated video to this. I did compare this with another item just like it, another blur powder. And so this is a favorite, but not for finishing, not for like on top of makeup. It is so beautiful under makeup. So when I did that side-by-side comparison where I applied half with the Sisley under the foundation and then half without, when I saw the playback, I was really surprised at how clearly different they looked. And so since then, I've been using it in every video except for today because I have the Chanel on right now, but I've been using it in every video since then. And my skin just looks so perfected with it. And I'm not even gonna say the makeup looks perfected. It's the skin that looks perfected because it doesn't look like I'm wearing more makeup or anything like that. But I had a question about my skincare and what was I using because my skin looked so radiant. And I think it was this. I really think that putting this under the foundation is making my skin look so much better. So I do use this on videos, except for, like I said, a demo like this. But I don't really do that in real life. I feel like it's a lot to wear every day, but it really has a nice effect on camera. So I've been loving this with foundation. Not to say it doesn't look great in person, it does, but I just feel like it's a lot of steps for close-up kinds of makeup when you're talking to someone. Not that I get out very much anymore, but when I'm just at home, I don't do that step, but for videos I do. And I do use it with this. It's beautiful. So this has a little bit of an undertone that I feel like is off. There's something off about it. I can't figure it out. I think I said that it was too cool, but maybe there's like an olive tone. There's something in here that it's not the exact correct undertone for me. So I use this because this has a beautiful, beautiful undertone on my skin. It is a Chantecaille Future Skin in cream. So this has a really lively kind of look on my skin when I apply it. It's probably my favorite shade match, not because it's exact, but because it brings about more life to my complexion than any other foundation I have. I love this. So I do pair it with this to kind of brighten this up a little bit. And when I apply this, though, I do have to use a foundation brush, like a flat one. I don't know where it is. So I use my Shiseido one, but it's like flat, like this is flat, so that I can stamp it on because the Sisley will kind of move around a little bit. So I don't want to be wiping the foundation on, so I do kind of stamp it on a little bit more, especially in the front. So I like this with this, and then of course I'll finish off with, then I will go on with my Chantecaille Hummingbird powder. Beautiful. Let's go on to these Wayne Goss brushes that I love. You can see I've used all of them a lot. Every single one of them has a purpose for me. So I just wanted to mention I have been loving them. They are smaller for, especially if you have smaller eyes like me, but I still even have a lot of room between my crease and my eyebrow, which Kelsey pointed out to me. But I do need to keep the color from kind of going all over the place. So these really help. And I really still want to do that video where I share what she taught me and then also tell you about some of the other services in terms of one-on-one tutorials she offers because she's really good. So I just want to share that with you as soon as I practice just a little bit more, but I think I'm getting there. We're close. And then I want to talk about this Serena bronzer. I've been loving this. It is very much my skin tone. I do wear this on a daily basis because it's not too much and I love the texture. It's not powdery or anything like that. It's very skin-like. And I do want to do a bronzer, kind of a bronzer roundup of this and Goa because I have both shades in this bronzer. The Gucci bronzers in 3 and 4. And then I recently picked up the Charlotte Tilbury in tan, so now I have medium and tan. So I'd love to compare side by side all of those, just so you can see like the differences between the colors as well as differences in the finish. I think these 3 bronzers, but those 6 total have been some of the more popular bronzers. And I know it's kind of hard to choose online, so let me know if you want to see that. I'm thinking that that might be something you would like to see. So that has been a favorite though. I love Goa, but this one is just a much better match for my skin tone. And then we've got this Chantecaille brush. I love this. I've been using this nonstop with the Hummingbird powder, as well as just other powders in general. It is really, really soft. So if you're looking for a very soft buff brush, it's soft like these are my two softest brushes, I think. The Artiste brush I have is pretty soft, but that was just so hard to clean. That's why I don't use that one. But these are the softest ones. This one is more dense, and this one has more space. There's more flexibility in the bristles here, but it's beautiful. And then I wanted to talk about this. It's the quad, the 268 quad. I've been looking kind of for neutral matte shades because everything seems to be like pink or everything seems to be shimmery. And I like those colors, but I feel like I need to anchor them in something a little bit more neutral, so it's a little bit more wearable for me. And so I've been loving these three shades. I have them on today. And then I picked up a Charlotte Tilbury, I think the Sophisticate. I think it has more cool like matte. I don't know, I have to open it. It's over here somewhere. But I was kind of searching for something like that. But this one is really nice. And this one of you told me, I think on Instagram or comments, or I heard someone say it, I can't remember now. But this goes with the new fall collection with all the pinks and reds, that you should be able to use these in tandem. Because I keep looking at that new one that I got with the pink, and I want to use it, but I think I will pair it with these next time and maybe just take one of the colors as an accent with it. So I'm glad I have this because I think it works really well with a lot of other palettes, especially with the new technique I have in terms of playing with color more higher above in this area right here, because I usually avoid that, but now I'm bringing color further up, and I think that it lets me use more colors and combine them in different ways as well. And then we've got this by Chanel. It's the Rouge Cocoa Flash in 132. It's the new shade from the fall collection. And I love this not only on its own, but on top of other lipsticks. So if I have a lipstick that's kind of like, if you can categorize a lipstick as dull, then I will put this on to kind of liven it up. And it really is very emollient and just hydrating as well. I love that one. And I think a couple of you gave me a different color or two to pick up. So those are on my radar. I think Boy may have been one. Let me know. But I know that you love this formula. So thank you so much for the recommendations because I would like to get more. And then finally, I'm looking around because I feel like I'm forgetting something. But there's this towel. And the reason why I wanted to mention it is because I think that you would like it too. Now it's a big towel, it's square, and I'll have to take like an outdoor picture or something of it so you can see how big it is, but it's finished really beautifully, but it's organic cotton. I just noticed this too. Okay, so it's Beastie Royalties, I think is the name of the company, and look, does that look familiar? It's a manta ray, and so I wanted the manta ray one because you know how much I love the Chantecaille blush in manta ray, so there's like an abstract manta ray design on here. And this company is like Chantecaille in that they donate, I believe it's 10% of their proceeds to wildlife conservation. So I thought that was really neat that they did that. And I know if you love Chantecaille, you probably love that they donate to things like wildlife conservation. And so I thought this would appeal to you as well. I think it's for around $100 you can purchase one. Now the reason I have this is because I won. I won it, and I never win anything. So I followed Debbie Wong. She is a food show host, like a cooking show. She is also a chef. And also it's funny because she's not only a chef, because my husband and I were watching a movie once and I'm looking at it like, she looks like Debbie Wong. And so I went to IMDb for that movie, and it was. She's also an actress, so she's been in movies and things like that. She did I don't know if it was a collaboration or some kind of promo with them, but you had to follow her, you had to follow this company, and you got to tag a friend. And if you won, then you and your friend got a towel. And so I tagged Abby from Abby Bliss White. So she also won a towel. So I don't know which one she picked, but I picked Manta Ray. But I just wanted to shout them out because I really love, this is a really nice towel. It's great for like picnic type setup. If I ever went on a picnic, it'd be nice for that. Or even just like on the couch, it's a nice blanket. So if you like that terry cloth kind of fabric, it's really nice. And then of course it's a towel, so you just can wash it really easily. But I wanted to shout them out because I'd never heard of them before. It's a really great towel. And again, I love their mission where they donate to wildlife conservation. But that's it for my favorites. And please let me know what your favorites are, because I love your recommendations. I do have a running list of them. And for instance, the Tom Ford blush that you love, I can see why you love it. It's so good. And then your other suggestion, the recommendation about using the Sisley powder under foundation, when I finally did it, I was like, oh, I should have done this a long time ago. So that's why I so value when you leave comments, because you have such a wealth of information individually and as a group. Yeah, your recommendations are spot on. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. But that's it for today's video. So please take care of each other, stay well. And if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.